Welcome back to another HoneyBee match. This is between HoneyBee and Semiij. I am Darth Arma, bringing a little bit of flavor to HoneyBee's YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe if you guys are excited for more and more Injustice 2 action brought to you by HoneyBee. Alright, so in this set, he's going to be going up against Semiij. Now, Semiij, definitely the best Catwoman player in the world, getting second at the Injustice Pro Series Finals in Hollywood, California, just a few months, or I guess a little bit more than a month ago. And HoneyBee, you know, going up against him, trying to figure out how to stop Catwoman, how to stop her backdash, and how to avoid getting low profiled by that back three. HoneyBee gets the Sonic Pound, uses the meter burn to go into the speed, to tap into his character power, which is him activating the Speed Force, slowing down the pace for everyone at home, everyone who's not the Flash, and getting a nice big combo and taking a great lead against Semiij. Semiij just building up so much bar because he's getting hit over and over again with these mix-ups. And HoneyBee saw it coming, but just did not get out of the way. Semiij going for a mix-up there, goes in with a jump in one. Oh, and somehow the wake-up attack did correct itself, did find its way to Semiij's face, and HoneyBee was, I think he was just feeling really confident. I think he was just feeling really ballsy and just wanted to try to walk forward and block that trap, and HoneyBee using that very defensive meter burn roll just to get out of the corner. Don't want to be stuck there against Catwoman. Don't want to be stuck there against anybody. They have more options. They can really hold you down, and it makes your spacing a little bit more predictable. So it's probably better just to get out of there. And Catwoman already used the best interactable in the game, which is that bear trap that hits low that we saw HoneyBee just get snatched up by. And all right, right there, what happened was HoneyBee, when his trait was active, when the Speed Force was active, the Flash cannot block. He's super fast in comparison to his opponent, but he cannot block at all. So Semiij said, you know what, I'm just going to go for the cat slash, and I'm going to see if it connects, but it doesn't matter. HoneyBee solidifies the first game and goes up 1-0 over Semiij. Or I don't know if this is like in the middle of some existing set, but this is the video that I got from HoneyBee. So we're going to count it from here. HoneyBee going up 1-0 over Semiij. I guess the set started with Semiij 10-2. So I guess what HoneyBee left out was maybe a fun little set. Not sure what happened there. A little bit of a record delay. I think PlayStation automatically puts in gaps whenever you get some kind of notification. All right, Semiij trying to get something going, and HoneyBee just getting fooled there by that backdash. Now Catwoman's backdash has to be one of the best in this game. So hard to punish, even when you see it coming, even when you know she's gonna backdash after this. Trying to punish her for it requires so much precision, so much practice. Oh, and I love that little hitbox, the little adjustment hitbox there in Catwoman's jump forward one. All right, Semiij did not feel ballsy to go block that bear trap. Instead, just said, you know what, I'm going to back off. I don't want anything to do with that interactable, because once you get caught by it, that is a full combo. You best believe that's a full combo. And smart stuff there by Semiij, again, realizing that even with the Speed Force character power activated, HoneyBee is not able to get away from that cat dash. And the wake-up attack, Semiij realizing that he was in the space for it, realizing that no matter what happens there, that the Flash cannot block this and survive. And HoneyBee continuing the combos thanks to the Speed Force. Goes for the hard knockdown, baits the wake-up.
Catch me if you can.
We're gonna have a hard time catching you, Flash. All right, 30% health regain. A little steep, but I guess Semiij was just kind of trying to make sure that HoneyBee did not deal any damage to him, because HoneyBee did have 2 bars of his own to spend. Oh, the jump in one connects, but somehow just wasn't ready with the down 2. Not sure if he hit it a little too late, or if it just doesn't connect. I believe it does connect there, and man, air escaping when the Flash is that fast is a death sentence. But Semiij already used this clash, and I guess he was just hoping for some immaculate, crazy execution error there in the punish. But HoneyBee usually on point, usually all about the execution. Oh, and the down. Now that's a great way to interrupt Flash's overhead string. I believe it's the one that starts with forward 2. As long as the Flash does not cancel into anything else. Semiij thought he could hit him and then block, but he thought wrong. Anyway, what you saw there Semiij do in the start of the game is he got under the high gaps that's in that forward 2 string, the forward 2 starting string. And you can get rid of those gaps by doing something like that. HoneyBee going into the forward 2 immediately into the Sonic Pound, meter burning it, and accessing his character power to just deal way more damage and just have more options. And Semiij the down 1 into letting go of his trait. Now, for those of you who don't know, the way Catwoman's trait works is she builds up those claws that you see at the bottom. Now, depending on, you know, certain attacks give her the probability of building up one claw, but you can also build up claws by dodging projectiles. Now, or even dodging regular moves. But easiest time to do that is when an opponent throws a projectile at you. So, in this case, the Flash does not have any full screen presence with projectiles. So Catwoman just kind of has to build up her trait that way. Now, when her trait, depending on how full her trait is how much damage him releasing that trait. Now, it's that wake up attack that you kind of see a lot of Catwoman players doing, where, you know, when it's fully traded up, when the attack connects, it's, you know, the whole animation of her wringing your neck open with her whip. Yeah, so that's her wake up attack when she's got that trait loaded up. As you can see at the bottom, she's got 3 cat scratches there. All right, and the hard knockdown, the forward 3 by HoneyBee, trying to get Semiij to either move or block low. And the anti-air jump in 1, so instant, so fast, going for some kind of... He was just not playing. Semiij just was holding back right. He said, I don't want anything to do with this car bomb. Just get me out of there. And there you go. That's him releasing the trait. You can see that the 3 claws, the 3 scratches are gone. HoneyBee connecting with the overhead, and Semiij recognizing right away, crap, I just got hit. I need to clash right now. I do not want to take another hit. Just a great move there by Semiij. Jumping back. I think HoneyBee needs to kind of find his composure a little bit. I think he's getting a little too antsy, just overreaching where he shouldn't be. And, you know, Semiij all over it with that jump back 1. That jump back 1 stays so active, and Flash just ran right into it. No options to block there. And HoneyBee connecting with that first hit with the interactable right there. That's how you expose the overhead. And right there, just take a page out of Semiij's book and be ready for any kind of highs that you can interrupt. Any strings that have highs in them. The down 2 by Catwoman. That's what kind of when she crouches down and kind of gives you the heel to the sky. Great anti-air. Not sure what HoneyBee was doing there. Just kind of went for a full screen, or I guess a mid-screen shake. Definitely an execution error. Sometimes when you're hitting down, you get down back or down forward, and you press a button. It happens. It happens to the best of us. Jump back to Semiij, just continuing this pressure, and HoneyBee getting opened up by that overhead. Not sure what happened there. And HoneyBee's forced to clash. He was just, you know, it's... When you're getting hit in this game, you're building so much meter. That's the majority of the time that you are building meter. You're building meter when you're doing special moves, even when they're in combos, and you build a lot of meter when you're getting hurt. It's kind of like the game's inbuilt comeback mechanic, but not fully a comeback mechanic. That's just kind of the way the game operates. All right, and there's a hard knockdown. Semiij looking for Flash to kind of... I think he was looking for HoneyBee to backdash. HoneyBee didn't give it to him, but it doesn't matter. This combo is going to connect, and that was nearly a perfect round, or a perfect game there by Semiij. As he takes one for himself against HoneyBee. Now, when this set did start, the score was 10-2 in Semiij's favor. And, you know, you can keep track of that up there. So, basically, it's 2-2 in this set. HoneyBee connecting with a jump in 1 and extends the combo with the down 2. Down 2, a great way to, in those weird situations where you're just like, I don't know how to continue the combo. Let me go for down 2 and try to connect afterwards. really a great go-to there. Semiij not letting him get anywhere near the bomb. How did that kick go through the whip? How did it hit her? I don't understand. I don't understand hurt boxes. Keeping Flash right here in the corner. And you know, HoneyBee just going for it every single time as Semiij just exposes himself for it. Semiij has been around the block. He knows how to stop a character or a player from reaching for that very great unblockable interactable. All right, connects the forward throw. Goes from the jump in one. Now, that's really how you deal with Catwoman. Is recognizing when she's going to do a jump in one versus when she's doing her jump in two. And, you know, you can kind of apply the same mindset to a lot of different characters, especially very jumpy characters in this game. Now, jump in one, although it's very fast and very active, it usually deals very little hit block stun. Now, what I mean by that is when you block the attack, you can there's a set amount of time where you can actually move freely afterwards. Now you can move freely by backdashing, jumping, or in that case, as HoneyBee did, pressing a button. So jump in ones, very active, very fast, but very little block stun. Where jump in two, on the other hand, is kind of like the opposite. It's got great range, not the fastest jump two, but if you do try to press a button after blocking it, you're probably going to get blown up for it, as, you know, Catwoman's not, if she gives you a follow-up button afterwards when she lands, she's not going to give you space enough to really, even for your fastest moves. All right, and HoneyBee going straight into the Speed Force, connects the jumping one, gives him another jumping one, and still has time somehow, because he's so fast, somehow had time to connect a back three. All right, hits him with a back throw, putting him in the corner, going straight for the interactable, and HoneyBee reading it perfectly, all over it, recognizing the trade, but a little combo miscalculation there by HoneyBee. And Semiij just really being the aggressor right now, does not want to let go, doesn't care that HoneyBee has mix-ups for days, just wants to get this done, knows that he's got to just do it. He knows that, you know, playing passively is not going to do it for him, not in this matchup. Connects the forward three, and HoneyBee respecting it, knowing that he's at a frame disadvantage. So let's see how Semiij treats HoneyBee around the next time he makes him block a forward three in the corner. You know, that's really what high level comes down to, is adaptation, is getting the read on your opponent and understanding your opponent's mindset, and, you know, what he's going to present to you. Is he going to change? Is he going to do the same thing every time? That was a big whiff punish, missed opportunity there by HoneyBee. Great patience there, not really trying to challenge Semiij in the air, but more trying to challenge his approach after he lands, and Semiij wrongfully was trying to attack. Great blocks there by HoneyBee, knowing that Catwoman does not have a starter overhead like she did in Injustice 1, besides that forward three. So kind of really easy to recognize. And, you know, HoneyBee going for the punish there. I think he was just trying to get the clash out of the way. Realizes that he's in a pretty good spot here where he's got enough meter to intimidate Semiij, make him waste probably more bars than he really wanted to, you know, in exchange for only 5%. And knowing that once he gets the clash out of the way, he can connect this full combo, do a lot of damage. Unfortunately for HoneyBee, he kind of dropped it there at the end. Didn't get a great, like, Oki position or Oki setup there at the end. But HoneyBee does have full bar. He's got super. So if Semiij even gives him a tiny little gap, HoneyBee can super through it. Just like any other character in this game can. Super does give you multiple hits of armor, and you can kind of, you kind of just mash it. Now the super input in this game, very simple. All you have to do is hit your switch stance and your meter burn, and you're gonna super instantly. Same thing in MK9, same thing in MKX. I guess in MKX it was block. But you know, HoneyBee, he just immediately going right there for the super as soon as he saw it coming. Really easy to react. No quarter circle forward, no double quarter circle forward movements necessary. So, you know, you're really testing some really fast reactions when you're challenging your opponent when he's got super. I love the delay there. The delay wake up by Semiij. I'm not sure if it actually was delayed. Maybe it just kind of warped my perception of time because the Speed Force was active. But I believe that actually wasn't a delayed wake up because Semiij did go for the wake up attack right after. I just don't know if it was a real wake up attack or if it was just him simply getting up and then going for a wake up attack. The meter burn back 3 eats the flashes down 2, and a great side switch there by Semiij, recognizing that, hey, the corner is where we're going to have lots of fun, especially when I'm the one that's not in it. HoneyBee blocking that down 1, being very patient. And here we go, a great start to round 2 for Semiij. Has flash up against the corner. The position does not reset. Now HoneyBee is able to fight back, pretty much tying up the set, but he's still finding himself a little bit closer to the corner, probably a little closer than he wants to. Here we go. Here comes the hurt, the mix-ups after mix-ups. Semiij falling for the low twice in a row, and HoneyBee beating out that jump in 2 with his jump in 1. Very, very fast movement. Trying to get something going. Semiij just kind of bullies and fights his way out, but it doesn't matter. HoneyBee going with the right read there and just tossing him back in the corner. He's like, okay, you got out of the corner, you're going back in the corner. I love the decision there by HoneyBee to end his combo, or I guess he didn't really have the meter anyway, but he could have ended it in anything else. But he was kind of holding on to the presence or holding on to the presence of mind where you're anticipating the clash or you're worried about the clash. Now Semiij, being that he had almost no life left, said, you know what, this third bar is probably worth 5%. And decides to go for 30% regain instead of 25. Oh, and there's nowhere for Semiij to go. Again, the flash is just too fast when that character power is activated. Just too fast for you to air escape out. He's going to see it a mile away. He's going to run to it, and he's going to punish you. Or he can literally just walk. He can literally just walk up to you and punish you for it. Now the air escape, for those of you who don't know the way the mechanic works, for 2 bars you can either air escape down or air escape back to get out of your opponent's juggle combo. And, you know, even though it gets you out of combos, if it's done at a very predictable time, your opponent can kind of stop the combo, recognize or predict that you're going to go for the air escape, and punish you on the landing recovery frames. Now, what landing recovery frames are, in this game, you only get landing recovery frames if you do an action in the air and then land. So once you land, there's a set amount of time, measured in frames, that prevents you from not only just moving, but also prevents you from pressing a button or from blocking. And so right there, HoneyBee saw that Semiij was just flipping out and punished him for it. But Semiij off to a much better start in this game. Takes that first bar. Now let's see how far he can take it. Catches HoneyBee being a little overzealous there, trying to just forward dash or going for some kind of mix-up in Mix-Up City.
Have you had your shots?
All right, 3 to 2 bars. Damage dealt 15%. Now that was a great read there by Semiij. HoneyBee not anticipate. Basically what happened there, HoneyBee in his head, he was like, you know what? Semiij is probably not going to bet any bar, so I'm just going to go for that nice 25%. But unbeknownst to HoneyBee, what HoneyBee didn't know was Semiij was totally okay and totally... Oh man, I'm at a loss for words here. Just fine with the idea that I can spend 3 bars to do 15% because I know those first 2 bars are going to meet your 2 bars. Because right now, all Semiij needs is just a few hits. However, HoneyBee is on the verge of making this comeback. Semiij refusing to clash here. HoneyBee he was trying to bait out that wake up. Or I'm sorry, trying to bait out the backdash. Semiij didn't give it to him and was just caught like a deer in headlights. But it doesn't matter. He found his opening here, kept his composure as HoneyBee was coming back from that huge life deficit. And Semiij keeps his cool, takes that game. However, I do believe HoneyBee is still up. We're going to see the scores in just a second. Again, the set did start with 10-2 in Semiij's favor. Right now, it's 14-6, which means that Semiij is... I believe Semiij just tied up the set 4-4. Here we go, a jumping attack there by Semiij. Goes for the hard knockdown in the corner. The neutral jump 1. And now what you're going to see a lot of Catwomans do, as soon as they give you a hard knockdown in the corner, a lot of them like to do jump back 2. Now the reason they like doing jump back 2 is because if you stay there, they can apply their pressure. They can hold on to the pressure. They can connect to the jump in 2, even if you block it, or if you get hit, it doesn't matter. And they can continue their pressure, or they can hit confirm into a combo, whatever they please. Or if you wake up attack, that jump into really covers a lot of different wake up attacks throughout all the cast. And again, it really depends on who you're going up against as Catwoman. And Semiij recognizing that if Flash does wake up there, that he's going to eat that jumping whip, and Semiij is going to be able to easily hit confirm into a full combo. And not only a full combo, but he hard knocks you down again in the corner, and you just rinse and repeat, do it again. Let's see what he's going for here. No, doesn't do the jump back 2. Instead, neutral jump 1. And HoneyBee found his opportunity to put Semiij in the corner. Semiij just meter burn back 3 and just wants nothing to do with it. Again, one of the best universal tools in this game, back 3ing just to have a hit of armor. Oh, and a huge drop there by HoneyBee. Semiij presented his life bar to him on a silver platter. But in Semiij's favor, he did still have Clash available. So he figured, whatever HoneyBee does, I'm going to Clash it, even if he does block this. All right, and Semiij takes the lead in this set, 5-4. Oh, the huge bait there kind of just gives HoneyBee a little shimmy. Just kind of shimmies into the space where HoneyBee thinks, okay, this wake up attack is going to connect, but instead decides to use Catwoman's amazing walk back speed to get out of the space and just go for the whiff punish. The hard knock, or I'm sorry, not a hard knockdown. I think that's a semi-hard knockdown because you can roll right afterwards. Connects the back 3. He's going to be putting HoneyBee into the corner, taking that first bar. HoneyBee does not have a great look right now. All right, expends the trait there again with punishing there, just baiting him out. HoneyBee just waking up like a madman right now, just getting way too aggressive. Wants nothing to do with the Okizeme game. Just wake up after wake up after wake up. Oh, and the stray down 2 after the down 1 does find Semiij in a world of hurt here. Goes for the wake up. HoneyBee just did not think he had the audacity to wake up there. He was so sure he was not going to do it. But HoneyBee already done with step 1 and what you need to do for a comeback. And then step 1 is getting rid of that gray health bar. Gets the Speed Force trait activated, or the character power as it's officially called. And Semiij wants nothing to do with those plus frames that HoneyBee is awarding himself when he forces his opponent to block forward 3 and just says, I'm just going to backdash because you can't punish it anyway. Oh, gets him with the interactable use. And HoneyBee kind of hanging himself there. A little too obvious. But it's really hard to get around Catwoman's whip because HoneyBee knew that if that whip connects, he's just going to block confirm into a string and just do so much chip damage to me that it's going to put me in a horrible lose-lose scenario for the rest of this game. So he decided to just kind of go for the interactable and see what he could get with it. HoneyBee caught pressing buttons there. Not sure if he was anticipating a jump in 1. Instead, got a jump in 2. And just like I explained before, a jump in 2 has a lot more block stun than a jumping 1 attack. HoneyBee with a successful wake up there. Dash cancels the forward 3 to kind of put, oh my god, I've never seen that setup. He leaves them in a standing position, and Semiij was ready for the cross up overhead. Now, what standing positions do in this game, they're very important because they leave your opponent in a state where they cannot use their wake up attack, where they cannot use their invincible wake up attacks. So it kind of eliminates a lot of options, and depending on how plus you are, it also eliminates things like jumping out or backdashing. So HoneyBee just kind of used that to just roll the dice. Said, you know what, I'm going to go for low or I'm going to go for overhead. But Semiij did block correctly. Oh, and hit confirming right there into that full combo, enough to really tie up this game. Now both these players are looking so good right now. HoneyBee, not sure what that was, and I don't know how Semiij blocked it, but was not able to block the cross up, or I'm sorry, the follow up there.
Time I whipped you into shape.
Catch me if you can.
All right, Catwoman's got all the bars there. Goes for 25%, realizing that the Flash had no bar at all for that clash. No bar to contest the clash. So Semiij said, you know what, I'm going to spend half of it to get my health back, and I'm going to spend the rest of it on possibly a combo here, or possibly to have enough to contest HoneyBee's clash. Great block there by Semiij, seeing that the jumping one was going to be followed up by the down one, and HoneyBee connects with the Sonic Pound, meter burned. Now that the character power is activated, goes for the hard knockdown, connects with the forward 3, and Semiij just completely okay with just sitting there. He was ready to block another mix-up. And a down, oh, huge drop there by HoneyBee. Not sure where he's going, not sure why he just dropped the game-winning combo here. Somehow shook the claws of Catwoman as she dashes towards him, hits him with the down 1-2 to finish off the game, and that's the last game on this video. So guys, I am Darth Arma. Hope you enjoyed the commentary. Be sure to subscribe to HoneyBee's YouTube, as a lot of great things are happening, and if you guys want to follow me on Twitter, please do so. You guys can follow me at Darth Arma. Thanks again, guys.
What's up, YouTube? My name's HoneyBee, and thank you so much for checking out the latest video. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, you can do so by clicking the link in the Christmas tree, or if you want to do some 1v1 sets with myself and support me through Patreon, there is a link for that in the Injustice poster. There are extra videos for you to enjoy right here. Thank you so much. See you next time.